is going to be a great episode today. What are you talking about? What's going on, everybody? Bienvenidos. Welcome back to MIYA. Today, things are going to go down a little bit different. As you can see, we're missing part of the trio. Angel. I just said Angel. Ariel unfortunately, was not able to join us today. So it's going to be myself and Lornalitz. You know, talking the talk today is going to be very interesting, I think. We have a great episode today, episode 15. We're going to be talking about the effects of the energy you surround yourself with and how to elevate your self-growth. And who doesn't love self-growth? Besides, I got my fancy little gloves today, so we all know what's going down. And Lornalitz has her fancy cup. Okay, because it's wine o'clock. Yes.
This might be wine.
It might, or it might not. That's for us to know and you to maybe find out. So today's episode is called La Casa Esta en la Compañía, or Home is the Company You Keep, for my non-Spanish speaking people. So let's dive into truth and facts, or false. Facts. I don't know how to call this. So listen, you guys, bear with me. Let me look at my handy dandy paper here and let's read through what we've got for today. So true or false, are your friends a direct reflection of who you are? I believe there's so much truth behind this personally.
So much truth behind this. Isn't there like a saying that says, dime con quien tú andas y yo te digo quién tú eres?
Yes, because in English, it's tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. So I feel like they really are a direct reflection of us and who we are as people.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah.
Girl, like, it's all about who you surround yourself with, like the energy that they put out. You know, I had friends I had to cut off because they weren't really friends. You know, they were trying to use me, or they're trying to, like, you know, get with my man. I mean, just the craziness. Or they were just like a hot mess themselves and they had a lot to work with themselves and I had to cut them off. But hanging out with them, you know, I realized that we just didn't have anything in common. My friends now, I can literally count on one hand. Like, that's how many friends, like close friends that I have. And they continue shuffling out, you know, as the years go by, because I grow. I'm a different person. I have different experiences, you know, things are just different in my life. And so it's just time to just, you know, weave a couple of people out, or maybe we just grow apart as friends, you know, and that happens. Like, it happens all the time, you know, like there's friends of mine that we just grew apart. There's no reason why we just stopped talking. It's just like we just grew apart. We had nothing in common anymore.
Isn't that sad? I like how when you express yourself, you raised your hand like this. That was cute. And first of all, let's go back to they tried to get with your what? Isn't that like an unwritten, like, girl rule? Like, what is going on here?
Girl, it was like, oh, the excuse, like, I had one too many, you know, like, we're out and about, we're in a club, we're in VIP, and, you know, like, we have a bottle, you know, we're drinking, we're having a good time, but the guy is obviously with me, and, you know, like, don't be trying to touch on him. Like, why are you trying to touch on my man right now? Like, you know, that whole excuse about I had one too many, no. Like, it's very telling when someone has a couple of drinks. It's very telling. You know, my mom always told me when someone's drunk, that's when the truth comes out.
All of it.
And I believe that. So yes, girl, I had scenarios where I had to cut girls off because they were trying to get with the guy I was with.
Well, how about one of the girls I thought was my friend who I was hanging out with a lot? Okay. My boyfriend at the time came over to me and he was like, hey, Ab, like, what's up with you and her? Like, you guys like tight like that still? Or like, what's up? And I was like, yeah, like I hang out with her almost every day. Like, we talk all the time. He was like, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know that that's like your friend. And I was like, I was starting looking at him real crazy because I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, she just asked if she could come back to my hotel with me right now. And she was telling me all the things she wanted to do. And apparently she said this to him and then turned back around and came over because we were all in a studio session. And yeah, she was acting like it was all good. And I was like, okay, hold on. I was like, first of all, I really wanted to be like, you fake. Second, if y'all see this right here, don't pay attention to it. It's because the arm thingies, they was being a little tight. I'm trying to be cute today, and it's leaving a little bit of a mark. So just act like you didn't see it. Okay, that's just kind of where we at today. I'm getting my life together. We're doing our 60-day challenge.
For those of you that are watching the visual.
My arms are going to be on point. But for right now, you know what I'm saying? It's like an illusion. It's there, but it's not. Anyway, I think that it's hard to find real friends. And I don't think a good friend of mine, he's become a good friend. Actually, we got into it and we stopped talking for a while because I was like, you disrespectful. I don't da-da-da-da. And then now, like, we're developing a great friendship. But initially when we first talked, he was telling me, because I gave him a gift based on a good friend of his that had passed away. And, I was like, I know I don't know you that long, or I haven't known you for that long, but I know how hard situations like this can be. And I just wanted to do something nice for you. We're not dating. I wasn't interested in him like that at all. So people miss me with that BS. And, he said to me, Abbie, it's not about the amount of time you've known somebody, but the quality of the connection you have with someone. He said sometimes you can have friendships that you've had for years, and those tend to be the people that do you the most dirty. And it really changed my perspective on how I see people in these situations now, because
they know a lot more about you. That's why. The ones that are your friend for so many years,
exactly.
They know all your secrets. They know your insecurities. They know everything about you, and like, if they're true friends, they would never hold that against you, and they will never put it against you. But if they're not true friends, that's when they will, bring that to light and make you feel some type of way.
Well, and I think that people, as much as I hate to say it, I really feel like people are just in it for themselves. I mean, let's talk about some of these bad friendships and what they can lead to, because Lord knows I've had my fair share of these over the years. Boy, I could pick them. So depression, heart disease, diabetes, and cancer.
That is crazy.
Isn't that insane? And apparently the effects of friendships that are a bad influence, or considered like a bad influence on your life or your lifestyle, or I don't know, I guess your general state of being, is losing track of time and important commitments. Been there, done that. Getting used to abusive language. And that can lead to potential drug abuse. It can lead to confrontation and unnecessary fighting and loss of enthusiasm. And it might cause you to become lazy. And when you get into a lazy situation, usually you stop losing interest in any of the things that you had ambition towards before. And you can start violating social norms and like acting out, stuff like that. So I think that there's a big part to play into when it comes to stuff like this, because people overlook it so much. Like, it's not a big deal. It's just a friend. It's not that serious. You're doing too much. You're overreacting. But in reality, these friendships can lead to a lot of things that can really inhibit your self-growth. I've been there. I had a girl I was friends with, and her brother was like ODing on drugs all the time. He was battling with a lot of demons, I guess. And I felt really bad. So I was like being like overly nice. I was calling her, checking on her all the time. I sent her, I think she really liked chocolate or Godiva or something. So I sent that to her at work or whatever. Just trying to be nice. Like, if I was going through a situation like that personally, I would love for somebody to want to think of me in that way and to try to do something to cheer me up. And she was like telling me I was weird and that something was wrong with me. And I was like,
okay, so she's not used to my school.
So confused. She's like, what's in it for you? And I'm like,
what?
What?
Really?
Then she thought I had like a crush on her. And I was like, what? Oh,
Okay.
hell nah. First of all, listen, no disrespect to anybody there. If you've got a partner, by all means, but please do not insult me by acting like my kind gesture is a romantic initiation towards you.
No.
Like, no, boo boo. If I was interested in you, I would say that. Listen, women are beautiful. You're beautiful, Lornalitz, but I'm not interested in dating you. I'm not into women. You know what I mean?
Me neither.
Like, I love you to death. And I want to be like best friends with you for the rest of my life. But do I want to go on dates with you? Do I want to romance you? Do I see myself?
Dates, like girls' night out, but not anything more than that, you know?
Yeah, but it's like, it's so weird. Like, where I come from in Spain, kind gestures are normal. I think that by Hispanic standards, they're like, it's a normal thing. Like, you just do stuff like that when you care about people.
Absolutely. The same thing in Puerto Rico.
Pero aquí, oh, you're weird. Something must be wrong with you. Like, it turns into, like, that's basically how to, something must be wrong with you. I don't know what's wrong. You doing too much. You too nice. What you trying to do? I don't trust you. You be doing too much. You must be after. Girl.
No.
Seriously?
No.
I just wanted to be like nice. You know that whole thing? Yeah. You were what? With who? You were where? Like, I just want to be nice to you when you were going through like some real stuff. You know?
Yeah, which is what friends are for, right? I mean, like, what's the sense of having
a friendship?
You're not gonna have someone to you know, lift your spirits up when you need the most. You know, like, it doesn't make any damn sense. One thing that you did say was when abusive language is normal. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go back to that real quick.
That's really overlooked in friendships.
Okay, let's go back to that real quick.
Yes.
Because I've had friendships where they would say things with a smile on their face and it was offensive, you know? And it's like,
preach.
You know, I mean, I'm not sure if I can even say, you know, bitch. Can I say bitch?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Say it. I said it before, bitch.
Okay. Like, it's like how they say it. Listen, I have some friends. I have a best friend, actually. She's really close to me. And she'd be like, bitch, come on. You know, but it's different when she says it. Whereas the ones that I had to cut off, they would say it. And it's like they're saying it in a way where it's like, like there's
seems a little malicious
behind that. Mm-hmm. There's something else behind that. Like, why are you feeling towards me? Like, can we talk about this? Like, let's have a talk. Like, is it something I did to you? Like, why do you
like be an adult about it? Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like grown women. Mm-hmm.
You know, and also I had relationships, the toxic relationships that I would not go back to. And we discussed this in one of the past episodes about knowing when you're in a toxic relationship. And I would not live like that anymore. I don't think it's cool.
It's not
to
healthy.
have that type of vocabulary with each other when you're in a relationship, whether it's a friendship or, you know, a boyfriend and girlfriend, husband and wife type of thing. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not cool to disrespect the person and use certain language, because that, believe it or not, is domestic violence. Okay, domestic violence is not only physical, but it's mental and verbal. And a lot of women don't realize that, or they're just like, well, he didn't really hit me. I mean, you know, he pushed me or whatever. He shoved me, or he called me like a fat pig, or like, you know, I mean, we're having an argument. I said some things, and then like he called me like a bitch and like, you know,
like it's normal
or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, like it's normal, and it's not normal. Yeah. So I think that it's so sad. And it's like, if you're in that situation, if you're listening right now and you're in that situation right now, get out. Get
Period.
Out is not going to get better. It's not going to get better. Especially if you're like, if it's a normal thing, as a day-to-day thing, it's not going to get better, whether it's a friendship or a boyfriend or a husband.
And the company you keep around you says a lot about how you feel too. Because I know for a while when I was feeling real broken, I was attracting people that were going through a lot of negative things. And I just always saw the world as like this magical place. And I was like, I just want to fix everybody. I just want everyone to be like happy and smiling and joyful and just love life. And then you grow up and you soon realize that that's just not healthy. And a lot of situations that I think most people might consider the norm are extremely toxic. I mean, I worked hard to get past my, trauma from my youth and a lot of things I've gone through. So I know that for me, self-growth and elevation is everything. Like, when I tell you everything, I protect my peace at all costs. I don't care if you're family, my best friend, if you're bringing drama or you're bringing negativity or bad energy around me, I can't do it. Like, you got to go for a while, get that together, and then maybe we can like relink, reconnect. But the way I'm seeing it right now, it's a lot. It really is. And I think that more people should be, I think that when you focus on loving yourself and putting out like your best self, I think that that's when you start to find the upside in life, if that makes any sense.
No, it makes total sense.
We're always so.
Also,
I was gonna say,
I was gonna say it also attracts the positive energy that you want to have in your life.
Exactly.
I think it's important. I mean, kudos to you for working on yourself, girl, because there's people that don't work on their childhood trauma and their past trauma, and they just go about life and wondering why they keep attracting the same type of people over and over again. They're just like, why am I attracting the same type of guy? It's because you haven't worked on what it is that you need to work on for yourself in order to not attract that type of person. Like when you work on yourself, you start to realize what you want and what you don't want. And the universe is going to pick up on that, and you will get what you want. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm still a work in progress. I know when I have to step back. Like there's been moments where I'm like, okay, I need to just work on myself, and I would send out a courtesy text or a call to my friends, be like, listen, I'm going to be MIA for a little bit because I'm soul searching, because I'm healing, because I'm working, I'm revamping. And they're just like, all right, I love you, and I'll come back to you when I'm ready. Because I don't want to put my baggage on my friends. I don't want to just be that friend that every time you call, like I'm that friend that's like complaining about her life. Listen,
that's a downer. I hate to say it, but it's a lot. It's hard to deal with on a regular basis. I've had a lot of acquaintances like that.
And listen, no offense to the ones that do call, because listen, I am that friend that you call me anytime. But when it's every single time we hang out, when it's like a consistent thing, like listen, it's a lot for me, like emotionally, it's a lot for me to like have to carry, what you're going through, and then carry what I'm going through also. So me keeping that in mind, when I need to work on myself, out of respect, I step back and I work on myself. To come back and be like, hey, I'm good now. I needed the moment.
Yeah. And I think people need to learn to speak up. I definitely had to learn to set boundaries and to say no and prioritize myself and come to terms with being okay with being a little bit selfish, because I always felt guilty. I was the yes person. Call Abbie. She'll do it for you. No problem. Like I had just idiot across my forehead. Call her. She's the dummy that'll make it happen for you. No problem. But I think that when you prioritize your love for yourself and where you want to be in life, you start to identify the pros and cons in where you find yourself in life in those moments. And I think that that is so important and so crucial to self-development as we grow into our, livelihoods, because people are like, oh, you're so different. Oh, you changed. Oh, I don't like how you're acting. Oh, you're acting like different. First of all, as a human being, you're supposed to evolve with time. As you get older, you're supposed to change. I don't want to be the same person I was when I was 20. What? I would be so frustrated with myself.
I was a hot mess.
I mean, I've always been like real together and not really gone out and very responsible, but I like where I'm at. I like the wisdom I have today. I like knowing me. I like understanding my surroundings and prioritizing the importance of meaningful relationships. When I was younger, it was about material things and where I could maybe be and wanting to accomplish certain things. now that I'm older, success is important because of my goals, right? I want to take care of my family. I want to be able to help kids. The bigger the platform, the more change you can create, the more help you can bring. But it's not about chasing the next biggest house or the biggest chain or the biggest earrings or ring or car, whatever. It's about quality of life for me at this point.
Yeah.
And without the self-growth and without identifying the parts of me, there were ways that I was acting and things that people were bringing out of me that I really did not like. Because I'm not a fan of the word hate, but they were just bringing out things in me that were definitely not the best side of me. And I think that sometimes you have to be able to take a step back and say, you know what? I don't like who I'm becoming when I'm around you. And there were things I was saying about myself that I did not like. And if I don't like it, I know for sure you're not going to like it. So
Yes.
I had to take the time to really look in the mirror and be like, something's got to change, period. And I started working on a lot of the trauma I felt, things I was holding on to, and trying to seek real happiness. And I just feel like my whole life changed. I cut off everybody that was negative, that was weighing me down. And when I tell you, I felt like 1,000 pounds lighter. I couldn't even believe the difference in just how I felt, being able to just wake up and just feel good, and now I'm okay with being by myself. But I think that in the time that I've taken to heal and better myself, I've discovered some of the greatest friendships I think I've ever had with some of the most amazing people throughout my journey. I mean, you being one of them. I'm like, we gonna be friends forever, ever, whether you want to or not. Okay. But I love when you can make great connections like this, where I feel like if I would have been where I was when I was 20, one, I wouldn't know how to handle it. Two, I wouldn't have attracted the type of relationships I have now. And three,
Absolutely.
I wouldn't appreciate it. I wouldn't know what to do with it, and I wouldn't appreciate it because I was young and dumb. I mean, let's just call it what it is. I was young and dumb. So I think that self-discovery is definitely key to living a truly fulfilling and happy life. Because when you think about it, a lot of people want happiness. A lot of people claim they're happy, but discovering true happiness, very few people find in a lifetime. I don't know if what do you think? Have you struggled with that, or known people that say that they're happy, but that they're clearly,
but
they're
not. Clearly not.
Mm-hmm.
When you say, first of all, your story is so inspiring. Like, I just want to say kudos to you, girl. Like, seriously, like, continue inspiring,
thanks, boo.
for sure. Like, I love women like you. I love women like you that just are so transparent, and at the same time, you're inspiring and touching so many souls, because I'm the same way, But happiness, it comes from you. It comes from the individual. It comes from working on yourself and accepting a lot of the things around you that might not serve you correctly, but
that part,
you know how to maneuver around and you don't let it affect you. Okay, for example, so when I was going,
she got the hands up. This is gonna be a good explanation. Hold on, I want to hear this story time.
Story time. Okay, so in my 20s, like, I always thought, and I'm not gonna say my age, but I'm not in my early 20s anymore. I mean, that's just the reality of it. I'm not.
But you don't look it. Oh, look at you. You fine and spicy. Yes, mama. Yes. Hold on. Before you get into that. Yes.
Thank you. But, I felt like in my early 20s, I felt like happiness was something that I needed to find. It was just like, I didn't comprehend the definition of what it was to be happy. And as I started experiencing different things that were happening to me in my life and growing and elevating, like you said, I realized that it has everything to do with my mindset. has everything to do with what I feel and what I attract and me just being happy. Because there are situations where I could be in a scenario where it might not be the most ideal. And, you know, for example, like if I'm on set and I'm shooting, it's a 10-hour day, and there's this like emotions over here and this anger over here. I'm not going to let that energy change my happiness, because I'm happy to be on that project. I'm happy to be working on that project or working on that set. And I'm not going to let their energy affect me. So that's just one example. And this has to be like an everyday thing. When you are out and about, when you are around friends, when you are around family, don't expect your happiness to come from them, because it's not.
Yes.
Okay?
I'm so happy you said that.
Come from them. It needs to come from you. You just need to realize what you could put up with and what you don't want to put up with, and then be happy within that. If that makes any sense. Like, you know, I'm trying to explain it, but it's hard to explain because it's just, it has to come from the individual. You create your own happiness. No one's going to create it for you. This world is up. Okay,
very
like
much so.
Day, there's just like, you put on the TV and you look at the news, there's just a lot of like things happening in this world, and you can't let that affect you and affect your well-being. You have to find ways to maneuver around this and remain happy. And every situation you're in, you have to remain happy or find that happiness, find that peace. And it's hard, but when you know yourself and you've been through different situations and experiences in your life, and you know what you want, then it's not that hard to be happy.
Man, listen, all I gotta say is, because we're getting towards the end of our episode, what you said was so true. People, do not put the burden of your happiness on somebody else. It is very unfair to do that. It's unrealistic, and it's just not feasible. You can't put that kind of pressure on someone else. You have to be happy with yourself first, and let anything else that someone else is bringing to the table just enhance that. Exactly.
Yep,
just let that be like the cherry on top. But do not, if you're dating somebody, do not place your happiness on them. That is wrong. It's not realistic. It creates too much pressure when you do that. It really does. And I think it pushes people away. Friendships, relationships, family, whatever. You have to find that by yourself. I found it by myself. I wake up every day and, ooh, am I happy? I am too happy. Where now I'm like, I don't know how I feel about dating that much, because I'm like, if I date somebody and like it's going to have me on my ups and downs, like I don't cry. I don't have to worry about nobody like cheating or lying or breathing down my neck or giving me a hard time. Why are you wearing that? Why are you going here? My life is so peaceful and balanced and nice. And I've got normal people issues like everybody else, like you do, like we all do.
Yeah.
But when I wake up, I feel good from the inside first. And y'all, don't be thinking in the gutter, okay? I mean, like, just genuinely, emotionally, I'm in a good place. And I wish more people were able to invest the time to discover that for themselves, because it'll change your whole life perspective, your relationships, how you attract people, business, the way you react to things. Life-changing for me. It really was.
Absolutely. I mean, Abbie, like your energy, just everything you just said, you will find that compatible person, that partner.
I will receive that, but
he will come to you. Believe me, he will. He will manifest it, girl. You are actually right now. You're manifesting it without even realizing it.
Am I? Because I feel like Jesus been my man forever, ever.
Amen,
like,
he's number one. Amen. But he has someone for you, and you're manifesting that.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
In the meantime, I will say I'm thoroughly enjoying the friendships that I never got to have when I was younger, because most people, when they knew I was in entertainment, were using me or trying to get to somebody I knew or trying to see what I could give them, because I've always been very giving, right? The gifts thing and all that stuff. And now that I've gotten older, listen, fun fact, and then I'm going to shut up because I know I'm going over our time. But listen, I dreaded getting to my 30s so much.
Okay.
I was like going through it. Okay. When I was going to turn 30, I was like, it's the end of the world. I'm getting old. It's the end for me. Like, oh my God, I'm going to get wrinkles. I'm not married. Like, I'm going to be alone forever. Like, forever, ever. I was going through it. And I was talking to one of my friends, and she was like, it was actually one of my guy friends. And he was like, Abbie, I promise you. He's like, I think you're being a little dramatic. I promise you your 30s will be the best years of your life. And I was like, the best years of my life where I'm going to have to go get Botox. I'm going to have to start having facelifts. Like, I'm going to get big. Like, all this. I mean, I did get a little weight last year, but, you know, I'm going to lose that. But so far, hands down, best years of my life. He was so right. I learned to put myself first, to thoroughly appreciate and enjoy the amazing relationships I have with people. I mean, I think the last 2.5, 3 years, I've discovered greater relationships with people than I have my entire life. And I think that says a lot to where you put yourself, your state of mind, your energy, and how you view people. Because now I feel like I'm attracting people that are essentially what I feel. You know, it's like me and you, we just clicked. It was like, oh my God, where have you been all my life? Like, you should have been like my bestie forever. But it's such a beautiful thing when you find that with people, when you can just reach out to somebody and have a great conversation that just, you know, you can't stop laughing, which is usually our text messages. No lie.
Pretty much.
Every time I see Christmas decorations, I almost want to OCD a picture to you every time. I'm like, listen, let me tell you, every time I see him, I'm like, oh my God, Lornalitz is looking so cute. Yes. And listen, we're going to have a Christmas cocktail that we're going to come up with. Yes. We're going to have to like do some baking. I'm going to send you pictures like we're doing the whole night. So I'm excited. Okay, listen, we're going to put a little Lornalitz spicy, you know, spin on it. We're going to do a little something different. But it's really exciting when you find that, because I think that that's what makes life more beautiful, is experiencing it with great people that you care about. So to anybody out there that's feeling like you're in a down period or you're not sure where to go, you know, there's always therapists that you can go to. I know it's not like the popular thing to do in society. It can make a difference if that's what works for you. Try talking to people, meditating, spending time with yourself. Like, everybody's so focused on dating and being popular with friends.
Date yourself.
Take that energy and reverse it and put it right back into yourself. Date yourself. Learn to have a great friendship with yourself. You know, like a year ago, I was like, I don't even think I really know the things that I like for real. You know, I've changed as I've gotten older. What are things that I enjoy? And girl, let me tell you, it has changed. And I know myself better than anybody else does. There's no way nobody could tell me no different. You know, find that happy space. And when you get that balance, I'm going to speak for Lornalitz right now.
Yes.
We promise you it'll be a life-changing moment for you in the best way. Really will. So on that note, we're going to leave you guys with that. It's been amazing with my little twin over here. We'll catch you guys next week. Same place, same time. Who knows what we're going to be talking about? I was going to say I can't even talk. Oh my God. I promise you guys, I have not been drinking anything other than a smoothie. So anyway, on that note, clearly it's time for us to get up out of here. It's been wonderful. It's been amazing. You've been listening to episode 15 of MIYA. La Casa Esta en la Compañía. So home is the company you keep. We love you guys. Until next time. Hasta luego.
Adios.
Adios.